for everyone to join in here. And in case anyone's joined yet, we are starting at 10 o'clock. So that'd be about 4 minutes. Some good waiting music, actually. Okay, let's put my phone away. Let's see. Oh, should I start yet, or should I just wait a few more minutes? What to do, what to do? Let's see. You know what? I'll start a bit early. Okay, so welcome everyone to my live stream for GT Sports recent update, version 1.47. In this update, we got 4 new cars, a new track, some new events. This round, I probably won't spend some time on the GT League stuff, just because, I mean, you know, at this point, it's just they added more events to certain, or they added Spa and another track to certain league events and whatnot. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward stuff. But what I want to do actually is I want to get right into the meat and potatoes of this, so to speak, and drive some cars. So let's go into the VR time trial here. And as you heard me mention, yes, Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps is now in GT Sport. There's only the one layout, which is fine by me. Sadly, you only have 3 modes: Dawn, Daytime, and Dusk. For these tests, I'm probably going to use Dawn, so we'll do that. And as I said, there are 4 new cars this update, which involve the Porsche Taycan Turbo S with a 750 horsepower electric motors, a car weight of 5,000 pounds. That is heavy. It's also in Group X class because the Tesla's a Group X and it's electric, so why not have all the EVs be in the Group X class together? Next to that, we have the Lamborghini Aventador LP750-4 Superveloce, one of the spicier iterations of the Aventador. I mean, there's several. The most recent one's the SVJ, of course, but it's still good for its power. 739 horsepower, 3,300 pound curb weight. It's not too bad. Looking to be pretty quick around the track, probably. And next to that, we have one of my favorite cars, really, the Mercedes 300 SEL 6.8 AMG, running a 6.8 liter V8, putting down 422 horsepower. And because it was a Luxo barge at the time, they tried to shed weight where they could, so it got down to a car weight of 3,605 pounds. This one's also in Group X because, well, like the Corvette Stingray and everything else, it's a race car produced before 1979, so therefore it automatically goes into Group X. And before you ask, yes, this will run the 79 Nostalgic race series. So I'm hoping I can actually win some events in that, because I have not been doing good without the 20 million credit 330p4 or the XJ12. But that's besides the point. Up beside that, we have what we're going to be starting with today, the Mazda Daimyo XD Touring, a front-wheel drive hack. Pretty light, 2,381 pounds. It should be pretty chuckable in the corners. And it sports a turbo diesel engine, if I remember correctly. So that's why you only have 103 horsepower. I forget what the torque rating is on it, but I think it's pretty strong. So we'll hop into that car now and see where we wind up. Sounds pretty good. Sounds alright. Yeah, so as you can see, I've actually taken spot just a short while ago in an Alpha 4C. That's why I have a lap time there. I kind of want to get a feel for the track just off the bat before I committed. Figure out where some of the corners are. Because I've driven on Spa in several other racing games, most notably, I think Shift 1 and 2 had it, and Project Cars 1 definitely had it. I haven't done it in Project Cars 2, strangely enough, and I think I've also driven it in Assetto Corsa. So, I've driven it in a few games, but I just wanted to see if the Gran Turismo was any different, and there are slight differences from the Project Cars iteration, at least. I played Shift and Shift 2 so long ago, so I forget what those ones were like, but overall it's pretty good track. I mean, you can't knock, you really can't knock Spa for much, if anything. If anything, the only thing you can knock is really Polyphony for not putting a night mode, or, you know, other things like that, so. But before we get started off, I'm going to use the grippiest tires, the Racing Super Softs. You can see they're tire technology by Michelin, of course. They are the virtual, quote-unquote, tire sponsor. So, that's interesting. But enough talk. Let's go racing. Just adjust my headset. Alright, here we go. I think I actually had to upshift there. But, let's see. Oh, that's a bright sun. Holy smokes. I might use my H shifter for this. Oh, that's 4. Oops, I need 3rd. Okay, so it's a hatch. It's a diesel. I mean, this feels about how I'd imagine an Vauxhall Astra diesel hatch would feel, so there's nothing to remark about the acceleration, that's for sure. Goes pretty good downhill, though. There we go. Handled the roof just fine. So let's see. Can we top out past 150? Maybe? Almost went 4th gear. I'm pretty sure this is a 6-speed. Whoa, body roll. That is floaty. I got that dirt. That is some bright sun and run mirrors, though. I'm impressed. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Ah! Understeer got the better of me there. I'm gonna brake here because I know this corner is tricky. There we go. But yeah, it definitely feels like a hatchback. I mean, it definitely doesn't feel as sporty as, say, a Focus ST, but it's an okay hatch. Like, if you want to do a B spec with this car, no problem with it, really. I mean, it's not like it's a hot hatch, really, but it's pretty chuckable in the corners, I'd say. It just has understeer, which is pretty well par for the course of anything front-wheel drive. But yeah, it's definitely something. That sun is amazingly bright. I'm actually impressed. I almost wish I could put sunglasses on in VR. But that's probably not a good idea, to be fair. Also, just occurred to me, I have a heads-up display in this thing. How cool is that? I have a friggin' heads-up display in this. You can see it right there. I'm actually doing 160, I'm impressed. Oh, they really want you to brake late at the bus stop. Okay, I'll do a second lap with this car. Let's see. Already I'm off the line a bit quicker than I was the previous lap. Understeer! To be fair, my Ghost man actually beat me in the downhill ascent here. Amazingly, I'm actually pulling from that. I'm impressed. Let's see. Tickler just fine. No frills there. No hurries. Yeah, no frills. I'm not gonna get into that. But it's an average hatchback on a track. There's really not much else to say. I mean, I'll have to look in the interior, of course, a bit more, but there's not much to really compliment on handling-wise. Like, if you were to tune the suspension on this thing and maybe up the power and torque, you probably have a pretty competitive B-spec hatch, but okay, there. Didn't have to third that time. There we go. Perfect. Nailed those corners perfectly. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm doing most of this course in 4th gear, really. I haven't touched 5th at all, hardly. If I have. Keeping it tight. There we go. There's something I need to check when we're done with this lap, though. I'm noticing something in the gauge keeps moving. And it's not just the tachometer or the speedometer. The little thing offset to it, actually. I'm gonna look at that after my second lap's done here, which I'm doing really good time on. Man, I still can't believe how bright that is. That is still very bright. Let's see. Okay, I gotta make sure to brake earlier this time because there we go. There we go. Bit on the rumbles, but no worries. Okay, did my lap. Now I'm gonna turn this corner here. I'm gonna focus in on this one spot on the gauge pod here. Look around. So I don't know if you can see that really. That is kilometers per liter. I'm pretty sure it says. Whoa, did I just... Oh. Yeah, that is definitely per liter there. So this thing's tracking my fuel economy in real time on a track. That is awesome. But aside from that, I'm actually going to stop right here. Okay. Parking brake in. Oh, it was a great night there. That's pretty cool. Let's look around, shall we? So as we can see in the gauge pod, continuing here, we have, that is definitely a fuel economy there. We have a, looks like outdoor temp. We got a trip button over there. We have gear indicator there. A analog tachometer, digital speedometer. And what's the red line? Oh yeah, I forgot, I have clutch in. Let's see here. Why is it... Oh, because it's in gear. There we go. Why is this not... Why is it actually not moving? What the crap? Did I just break the car? Did I seriously break the car? Fine, let's throw in reverse. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're in neutral. There we go. Okay, yeah, 5,500 RPMs to redline because turbo diesel. What else do we have? We have an heads-up display with looks like lane keep assist, which is kind of hilarious, really. Interior looks pretty well assorted for a touring spec. Around here, we have our volume and phone buttons. We have our cruise. We have pretty legible climate controls. I mean, nothing out of the ordinary. That looks like your infotainment knob. That is definitely Mazda standard infotainment. You got 3 climate vents, not 4? No, there's 4. There's just the one that's blended in with the dash. It's a nice touch. 6-speed manual, like I said. Back seats look pretty well appointed. I like that they follow through with the theme. So, overall, interior looks pretty nice. Nothing to complain about. Aside from the view blacks, I always hate that. But, yeah. I think that pretty well sums up the Mazda Demio XD touring. So, 318, that is not too bad, actually. So, we will go ahead and use the next vehicle in our lineup, which would be the 300 SEL 6.8 AMG. Looking forward to this one. We'll throw our... Oh, that comes fitted with sports mediums. I'm impressed. I gotta run super softs with this. And readjust. Oh, that looks beautiful right there. Backfire and all. Alright, let's give this a run. Oh yeah, so one thing to note, because it is from the early 70s, it's got a 4-speed. I'm impressed how fast we got to 90 there, though. This 4th gear must be like an overdrive or something. There we go. Man, this is a beauty. Oh man, I'm impressed they actually kept the door panels in this. Oh, this thing goes fast. They got credit to stripped down Mercedes. Man, oh man. This thing has power. I'm liking it. That's our top out. Woo! Man, this is a fun car. Holy man. I am enjoying this. Why did they keep the wood burl finish on the dash? Like, there's so many accessories that kept this thing when they went to race it. I'm actually impressed. But man, that thing pulls. Oh man, that 6.8 V8 is something else, I tell ya. Oh, it is so fast. Come on, cut the understeer. Okay, that is expected though to understeer like that because I mean it's a big car. Like handling aside, which is surprisingly good for what it is, really. Like expect understeer in some areas because big cars. Yeah, but overall, I'm enjoying this. So this is a fun car to drive. Oh man. That just feels so much fun. Man, gearing this is definitely weird, but it does actually work for the track, amazingly enough. I think if you were to take this thing to like the Nordschleife or Le Mans or some other endurance track, you might want to retune the ratios just a bit. Because the thing with Spa is, for all its corners, it has a lot of straights where this thing can really ramp up the power. Nordschleife has some straights, but some of those corners are also pretty feisty. And I completely forgot to brake there. Oh well. But, for what it is, though, it really is amazing. Just the power is on like that. I mean, it's like they say, no replacement for displacement, right? But this is... I'm gonna understeer that corner. Don't mind me. There we go. Oh, yeah. That understeer is strong. Fight it. Alright. I'm gonna check what the red line is in this sucker. Not that I'm gonna find it in 4th gear, of course, but... Looks like about $6,000 is your peak, really. Or at least right around that. Yeah, I think $6,000 is your red line. I don't think you want to really push it much past it. So I think that's where the power just kind of drops off, in all honesty. But this is amazingly fast. But I mean, it's like I say sometimes too, like, you know, back in the day, they were just throw power at it, do this, do that, and see what happens. It was very experimental back then, which I kind of miss in most modern sports. I mean, granted, there's like regulations out the wazoo these days from everything, but aside from Formula Drift anyway. But I mean, that's kind of the whole excitement about motorsports, really, for what it was for so long. It's just, you know, they decided, we'll do this, we'll do that, and see if it works. And sometimes the stuff was really cool, and sometimes it didn't work. But that was the beauty of it. It was all experimental. And I kind of wish we had more of that in motorsports, honestly, because I feel it's just too regulated these days. Too much regulation, not enough creativity, you know? But anyway, I'm going to stop once we're finished through here. Alright, there we go. We've stopped it here. So anyway, let's look around, shall we? That is a roll cage, and those are back seats. With buckles. Oh no, that's for the driver belts, but still. Why would you keep the back seats in this thing? No one's gonna sit back there. Oh, I took out some of the C-pillar insulation. Did they keep any of this? No, they took that out too. But they kept the plastic door, the door panel. They kept the roll-down windows. They kept the door latch and the handle, wrapped in leather no less. They kept... Actually, no, that's a brace bar, I think. That's part of the roll cage setup in here. Yeah, I see it mounted down there. And they kept the wood dash. Like, what the crap? So much of this car is just... Why did they bother keeping it like this? They were taking it to the races. They didn't need all this stuff. Well, they definitely need a fire extinguisher. That's a given. But... It is uncanny. I will say that much. I just don't know why they have seats in the back. But, you know, that's racing. Anyway, the interior, aside from all the race modifications, is pretty well, like, par for the course for the 70s era. You know, you've very basic, you got a clock still. Why is there a clock still in the dash? You have a turnkey ignition, which is fair. You have some climate control sliders, looks like? Or are these the... Of course, I can't get too close. But even so, I mean, a lot of this car is still kept somehow. Which surprises me. You even have the lights. The original light switches in this car are still there. That is amazing. But, I do like that 70s gauge pod, though. That is beautiful. You have gauges for everything. Your temp, your fuel tank, your oil. Pressure, probably. You have a tachometer that... Let's actually find the red line of this puppy. Yeah, 6 grams of red line. But... It's very beautiful. Ah! Mark! Oh, your battery's low? Dang it, man. That sucks. I was hoping you'd be watching more of this. But yeah, no, it's a very well sorted car for what it is. It's amazing. The power just is that, and it's expected of a V8, really. But that was fast too, 240. But on to the next car. We are going to take the Lamborghini, the Aventador LP750-4. Why they call it 750? Because it apparently had 750 horsepower, which was clearly a lie. So, anyway, top speed rating of 10. That's going to be interesting. So we're going to run our stock, and that looks beautiful from the back end. But, yeah, let's give her a run. Oh boy. The sun. Oh man, I forgot how good the Aventador's interior looked. That race mode just looks amazing. Whew. This is gonna be one of the best cars around the track. I know that for a fact. Oh boy. That was about to get squirrely real fast. This is freaking quick. Keep it! There goes a cone. There really goes a cone. Wow, he's still going. Keep it. Oh man, this thing is fast. I mean, it's to be expected to be fair because it's a Lamborghini, but still. handling's on point. The acceleration is Lamborghini for you. Or really any Italian exotic for that matter from the modern era, but... Man, that is fast. .228. That is the fastest lap so far. And the Taycan might be getting close to that. That was quick. What's our trash speed going to be at the end of this? 282. Man, this thing is quick. No! Oh man. I forgot what it was like to drive a more modern supercar. It may be more controllable, but man, it's still fast. There goes my guy outside the bend. Fast. If this is mental at 739 horsepower, I can't imagine how insane the Taycan's gonna be. Understeer! Okay, 227. Oh man. Oh, that is still fast. Anyway, let's look around the interior. Starting with the gauge, that amazing gauge cluster. I love it. It flashes through the numbers like that. It's amazing. But what else do we got? Very minimal view box. Good to know. We have louvers on the back, of course, because mid-engine. We have very nice Alcantara carbon fiber Super Veloce seats. Very sporty, very nice. Mine are somehow a bit higher and less sunken in than that one, though. Anyway, we have Lamborghini infotainment. That view box is going to be the death of me, I swear. We have the old flip-up ignition right there. Some buttons of note. I forget what they do exactly, and I can't quite see them because of the view box. Climate control, some other settings, of course, meant for the infotainment buttons there. Oh, that's cool. Door hoops. That's nice. Or, yeah, hoop pulls, no, pull hoops, or whatever the name's from. They're really cool. And the carbon fiber door sill, I mean, that just looks beautiful. I can't look that far either. Dang it, what the crap. Roof looks pretty nice. Some carbon fiber in there too. Other than that, not much to say. It's a Lamborghini interior. It's like the Aventador, but with more carbon fiber, I think. And with an insanely minimal view box, which I really hate. So, all that aside though, nice car. Handling is on point, like I say. It's point and shoot pretty well. I expect understeer though because it is an all-wheel drive. What else to really say? it's a good handling car. If you like the original Aventador, you'll love this one. So, onwards to the pièce de résistance. The new to Gran Turismo, and I think new to pretty well any car game out there right now. The Porsche Taycan Turbo S. Prepare to die. I actually have my buddy Mark, who you saw his comment pop up in the chat earlier. He said that beware of the brakes because it feels like they aren't there. So I'm going to very much take that into effect when driving this car. In fact, my first lap is probably going to be my slowest lap. The second lap, I might even do a third lap depending on how bad or how south this goes early. So without further ado, here we go. The brakes are there at the start of it. Fast. Starting to see arguments about the brakes kind of not feeling like they're there. But holy buttons, I am going to discuss this interior in length when we're done with these laps. Oh no! Oh boy! Well, that's a first. This feels normal. Like the acceleration doesn't feel violent like the Lambo, or even the Red Pig for that matter, the Mercedes. Like it feels like just a natural acceleration. There's no drama to it, which is kind of weird, cool, and scary all at the same time for me. Like that is a smooth car. That is very smooth acceleration. Which I get because it's electric, there's no like jerking with the shifter or the transmission really. But he is definitely with those brakes. They feel like they're hardly even there. This is an all-wheel drive as well, if you're wondering, so yes, there is definitely going to be understeer. I was not expecting that oversteer at the beginning though. Yeah, I definitely gotta be earlier on the brakes. I'm barely making these corners. It's weird, I keep waiting for a transmission shift. Because the first one, it sounds like there's a transmission when you start off from a dead, but man, that feels abnormal. But if this is the way that Porsche's EVs sound on the inside, I kind of don't mind it. It's an interesting noise. It's cool. It sounds like an engine. Unlike Tesla, which is like there's nothing in the Tesla. It sounds nothing. There's my take on it. Oh, this will be funny. I'll have a live replay of my car spinning out in the first bit. It was like right around here. There I go. Yep. What is the top out for this puppy? I'm curious. Looks like about 260 or so. That's your top out. This still feels weird to be driving without a shifter. It just feels weird. Or any kind of transmission of any sort. like the speedometer, you see it go fast. It's climbing fast, but you just don't feel it. Granted, that's probably because it's a sim and not a real life driving experience, but still. Like, the Lambo felt more convincing that I'm going fast. This just feels like I am cruising fast. It doesn't... Again, it's a very, dare I say, bland acceleration, really. There's no, like I said, there's no drama to it. I mean, it handles good. There's no doubt about it, but there is understeer because all-wheel drive. But if you're going to take this out, though, do be aware of the brakes because, like you said, they're kind of there, but you really gotta force them into submission. Really enough, the Lambo was faster around the track. That is interesting. Brake too late. See, that's what can kind of happen. There we go again. That actually shaved a bit more time off this, despite the complete over. Yeah, it's... I don't know what else to say. It's a very... Yeah, I'm just repeating myself now. I don't know what else to say about this car. I pretty well nailed all the points I wanted to make of it. I mean, the rest I pretty well have to save the interior because there's a lot to discuss about this interior. I'll say this much, though. It looks busy. It looks very busy. Ah, crap. Ah, this understeer is just giving me the death of me. Okay, I'm not definitely beating that time now. Let me just get out of the sunlight, though. But yeah. So, let's talk the car. For starters, it's weird to hear no engine sound even at idle. Or what is perceived idle. But let's look around. So, first off, buttons. Lots of buttons and iconography and display and... let's see. Looks like our lights. That looks like... pressure. Is that tire pressure? That's insane. It actually measures tire pressure in the car. 15 degree, that's the outside temp. There's our odometer, our speedometer. We don't need tachometer because it's an EV. We have our Sport Plus mode enabled. Stiffen up the ride. We have our new infotainment. We have Apple CarPlay, by the way, if you didn't know that. We also have charging. I believe there's a wireless charger somewhere in here. I don't know where. You can see Taken on the passenger side there. Climate controls right here. That's pretty nice. And looks like you have 2 cup holders. Unless, must be, because I don't know what that'd be right there. So it looks like 2 cup holders. You have your center console. You've got nice back seats. They all say Turbo S. That is a nice touch. Alcantara roof, because of course it's a Turbo S model. You're not going to put just plastic up there. And it looks like there's some writing on the door side here. Porsche. Looks like it's engraved, actually. That's pretty nice on the floor mats there. What else do we got? Not much else. The seat's pretty normal aside from the lettering. This also has a sports chrono package because it has that little thing right there. I know that for a fact. It's one of the packages that you can get on the Porsches, is the Sport Chrono package. It's a costly option, by the way. But aside from that, drive mode selector, we have our lane keep assist sensitivity, interesting. And we've got our call button and all that. We also have our wiper stock, turn signal stock. That's our shifter, by the way. That's our park, reverse, neutral drive right there. Or put her in drive. Stick, I was going to say, but it's more like a button these days, or a toggle. But yeah, so other than that, there's not much else to say about this interior. It's an amazing interior. And again, let me just demonstrate the acceleration on this. This is mental, like. You can hear a slight click. Like that there should be a transmission in here. But it's insane. It's drama-free. I really don't know what else to say. Drama-free aside from the understeer, of course. As you can see there, when it brakes, it's doing the recharge because it has kinetic energy retrieval system, or KERS. So when you brake, it adds power to the battery. And when you go, it just goes. Like, that is fast. That is a fast 0 to 60 for a car weighs 5,000 pounds. It's insane. Why am I in reverse? Why am I in reverse? Why did it decide that? I actually have no way to get back unless I hit gas. That is interesting. Interesting setup. But anyway, I don't know what else to say. I mean, that's the Porsche Taycan Turbo S for you. It's fast. It handles pretty well. Definitely understeers though if you're not too careful with it. I don't know what else to say. It's a nice car overall. The styling looks nice, in my opinion. But yeah. So I think that pretty well covers the cars for this. I know there is a rain mode with this track. However, I'm not gonna show it because, as it is, I'm kind of pushing my luck in this sense because there's been a lot of wind in my area lately, and there's gonna be more wind tonight. So I figured I'd try and get this out as fast as I can before a power cut or something goes completely wrong. I was kind of dreading that might happen while I was recording, actually. So, I don't know what else to do, really. I mean, I guess for the heck of it, because we discussed it earlier, my buddy Mark and I, we have this thing where we compete with each other for lap times and stuff. And the one thing he hasn't gotten me on yet is with the Red Bull X 2014 Standard. I am somehow better with this car than he is. In fact, my lap time on the Nordschleife, he still hasn't beaten. And I put that time up about better half of 6 months ago, maybe close to 8 months now. So I am curious. I'm going to attempt. Okay, let me pull up my phone real quick. I'm going to see what time he sent, so I know what I'm aiming for here. Let's see. Where was it? You can hear that engine though. That's a beautiful sound. Let's see. Where did he put it? He put down a 1 minute 48. Well, considering my quickest time so far is a 2:27 in Aventador, I mean, a 1:48 around here is going to be insane, considering I don't have as much track knowledge about Spa as he does, probably. So, this is going to be interesting. I'm also probably not going to talk for this, just because I am going to try and focus on the lap. But, yeah, everything's where it should be. So, yeah, here we go. Boom. Boom. There it is, 146.6. There you are, Mark. I beat your time. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to call the stream here, guys. So, thank you for tuning in, if you did. And, yeah. So, I'll catch you on the flip side. So, we'll talk to you later, alright? See ya.